When describing a sampling distribution, its center and its variability are very important aspects of the distribution. Now, when talking about the center of a sampling distribution, we need what's known as an unbiased estimator. And an unbiased estimator is when the sample statistic is equal to the population parameter. So we take a sample out of our population, and if that value equals the population parameter, then we're said to have an unbiased estimator, and we have low bias in our sample because it matches the population parameter. Oftentimes, we don't know what the population parameter is, so we can take several samples out of our population and take the average of the measured value and use that to estimate our population parameter. The mere fact that we take several samples out of our population and get a different value every time is because we have sampling variability. Now, this is different than bias. Sampling variability is when several samples are taken out of a population, it's the difference between the measured statistic value between all the different samples. To see how both the center and the variability of a sampling distribution can be used to estimate a parameter, let's go ahead and look at this target here, where the center of this target is the actual population parameter. Now we're going to use this target to symbolize us taking several samples out of these statistics. And I'll go ahead and place dots on the target like so. Now in this situation, we're said to have high variability because all our dots are spread out, so all our samples have very different values, and also high bias too, because our points are not centered around the center of the target, which is the population parameter. Instead of our points being spread out like this, they were all clustered around a single point like this. This would be low variability because our points are still tightly packed, but still high bias because we're not centered around the center of our target. Now we'll look at a third situation where the points are spread out like this. Now this one would be high variability again because our points are spread out, but low bias because all the points are centered around the center of our target, our population parameter. So if we were to take the average of all these values, we would get approximately the center of our target. Now the last situation we're going to look at is this one, where all the points are grouped like this. Now this one is low variability because all our points are clustered around a single point, and low bias because the point that we're gathered around is the center of our target. So we're accurately estimating our population parameter.